Hello, everybody, and welcome to Clueless Company. I'm Chris,
I'm Steven.
I'm Gerardo.
I'm Albert.
and we're back after a bit of a hiatus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of like 2 weeks? Yeah,
Yeah.
2 weeks.
We gotta take a break from all the fame.
Yeah, yeah, it was too intense for us, you know? Man.
Gotta
all
go
the-
into hiding.
Gotta stay home.
All the
Yeah.
paparazzi, too. It's like you can't drive anywhere. Just jump in
No,
your car, you know?
it's
terrible.
crazy.
Just hiding in the back of my car.
Trunking it, being driven
Trunking it,
around.
bro. Yeah, bro. I just knocked 2 times. Stop right here.
Like, this is it. It's on the Google Maps. I see we're here.
Damn.
It's those scary times where they just keep driving. You're like, oh, shit. Did they just
It's
not
like-
hear me?
Did I get in the wrong car?
Hey, but trunk's not kind of. You ever ridden in the trunk before? You had
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't have to.
That was always a joke you always said. Like, oh, just trunk it if we need to. I've never been in a trunk.
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been in the back of a pickup truck. I've been in the back of a mini SUV.
Oh, that's different. I mean, like a sedan, like where the
Oh,
trunk
well,
and
I
like
mean,
everybody else is separated.
That too.
Yeah. I've had that.
I had to do that for work one time. 'cause
For
What
work.
the fuck?
What?
They were complaining about a noise in the trunk.
It was
So-
just you.
Well, no.
You
I was
just
gonna be
bouncing
like,
off
is this
everything.
legal? Wait, what? Oh, so you had to get in the trunk while I turned it on or some shit so you
Over
could hear
bumps.
the noise?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Man, that could give you a concussion. Was that just hazing? Wait, what?
No.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a technical way to.
That's
see
Hey,
what's
but
going-
I found the
Sounds like
problem.
an HR nightmare.
Yeah, dude, God.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's asked for a lawsuit. But if you get the job done, I guess, and no one's getting mad, then
Fix
it
the
works.
car, bro.
Yeah.
I made money out of it.
Made the client happy, I guess. Did you tell him you had to hop in the trunk?
No.
Well, see, they don't
They
know.
don't need to know that.
They don't know the blood, sweat, and concussions that go into fixing a car.
Did they teach
just-
you that in tech school, dude? Just like
Nah,
hop in
bro.
the trunk.
I just learned that myself. Like, I'm going in this trunk. You drive.
You just wanted a longer break, huh, dude?
I was actually just sleeping.
Like, keep driving.
Keep going.
I don't hear anything. Just keep
Yeah,
going.
just, okay, go up that very steep hill.
We still got 15 minutes, bro.
You got still you got 15 minutes till I clock out. Like, keep going.
There was this one time, me and a couple friends went on a hike and we got a ride back from some people on a pickup truck because it was getting dark. And fucking friend Noah almost fell out
Oh, God.
on a bump. It was
See, the only
fucking
time
crazy.
I've ever been in the back of a car was when we went to the gun range and Josh was just giving us a lift
that's
to
like the-
our car. And it was like, that was the
Oh,
only time I've
That's
ever
the
been
best
in,
part,
like,
That's the
dude.
best
Riding
part.
in the back of
yeah,
it.
it was just a truck. Yeah, I've never been in a trunk. But yeah, I like the trunk or like the bed of a truck. It's like I've done that once, and
It's
that was
so-
the only time.
it's
And that,
so
even
fun.
then, I was like,
Yeah.
"This is what we're doing." Okay. Anyway, I just did it. It was like, God, if someone
Even if
yells
there's
at
like
us,
an open seat in the cab, it's like if
Um,
you can let me sit in the truck bed, I'll sit in the truck because it's more fun. Dude.
Yeah,
It
dude.
reminds me of like childhood.
yeah.
I remember.
Partially dying.
Oh my God.
Never knowing when you're gonna fly out.
I remember I had one of the friends from elementary school. He had this like, cool car where it had like a second set of seats. that
Damn,
you
in elementary school?
Yeah. No, yeah, his mom, I guess. It was kind of like one of those older sedans with it's like the long kind of top to it. It's flat, like the old American sedan or whatever. And it had these second seats you could bolt into the back that were just like normal seats. And she just pulled him because he had a bunch of sisters and crap, and so they all had to pile in. And then she like bolted these seats to the back, and we had like my friend at the time were just sitting like in the trunk, but like in real seats with seatbelts, just staring behind like in the glass mirror, like waving at people.
Oh yeah.
I was like, that was a weird experience. Still not necessarily trying. I had a full seat and everything, but that was weird. I was like, what happened to cars like that? It's like, they have weird ass features. We're like, no, we have an extra set of seats we can bolt into the fucking trunk.
You
I mean,
just
there
won't be
was that-
facing the same way.
There was that one time where, was it you or me? I remember I sat remember we were in a Brian Castro's Prius?
Yeah.
We had too many people inside
Yeah,
his
we had
Prius.
4
so-
people in the back.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then we sat where like
And not
everyone puts
small
their
people
feet.
either.
Just
Not-
like in that area right in front where everyone puts
Yeah.
their seat, and we just drove around like that.
It wasn't small people either.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do,
Good
yeah.
times.
It's like thing for
Sounds like a
college
good
too.
time.
like if everyone goes to a party, you know, and like some people have rides back, so they're part of like sorority or fraternity groups, and some people don't. I was part of those groups, and it's like sometimes friends would come through, other times like you're trying to ride with people, and it's like good friends for a long time. It's like, but they also have fucking huge groups, and now you're piling into one car. It's like 8 people in the back seat, and people are like laying down or like sitting like crouched in the seats behind, like on the floor. It's ridiculous.
You remember
Find a
those
way.
times the most, though.
Yeah. Good. Well, yeah, just setting up today, I got fucking pain. I was setting up all these things. If you can't see in the videos, I guess there's like wood beams we use everywhere, for lack of a better word. And one of them like slipped in my hand, and like an 1.5 inch long splinter that was pretty wide just like slid like into my thumb and around. And so that was a huge pain in the ass to try and like force out. Yeah, and it like went in front of where I couldn't see it, so I had to have it like re-poke through the skin and then pull it through.
Dang.
Pain, it really hurt.
You did little surgery over here.
Yeah, I did actually have to, and I still think there might actually be a small little piece.
It broke off.
Yeah, like a little
that's
splinter,
gonna
but
suck.
it feels small enough where I think my body will painfully take care of it. But it's like, yeah, that.
You're gonna turn into
sucked.
a tree.
Yeah,
He's gonna be Groot.
it'll be like one of those. You know how like your parents tell you if you eat watermelon seeds, it's like it'll grow
it'll
in
grow
you.
in
Yeah.
you.
Damn.
I remember that Rugrats fucking episode.
But yeah, now I have to watch it, make sure it doesn't get infected or something. If there's something in there.
It brings up a memory of like elementary school. Do you still hang out with the Kwani?
Oh,
I haven't talked to her in a long time, but
I don't remember exactly what happened, but in elementary school, apparently I jabbed her in the hand with a pencil, and
oh.
and the lead is apparently still stuck inside either her arm or her hand. 'Cause I never realized like that happened until like in high school she brought it up, and I was like, why did I do that?
Yeah, I mean that's
Just
what I
let
would
you know,
have.
you
I
almost
don't even
killed me.
remember why I did that, dude.
no, I remember someone told me that in preschool he was just chilling, and then some other kid grabbed a thumbtack and just shanked him in his gut.
What?
Hey,
What schools
Prison
did you
rules.
guys come from?
Compton.
Compton.
The only thing close to that was us having a dipshit at our elementary school. This girl, I won't name because they call her dipshit, but she ended up not looking stapled to her finger when she was trying to staple papers together. And I just remember her writing to the teacher, just like the papers stuck to her finger as she was running up.
You guys remember Kevin?
Garcia.
No,
It's like the most
Asian, Korean,
Oh,
in middle school.
yeah.
Yeah, one time I was in middle school. I was gonna, just lightly prick him with a pen,
Oh yeah.
Like you do.
like I do. It was like under the table or in class. I was trying to fuck with him, and then I didn't realize the pen was faced the other way. Stabbed my hand a little bit.
Oh my god.
Gosh.
He wouldn't survive in prison.
He reverse card you.
Yeah. Reverse Uno card me.
I remember in Thornton's for advisement, people would take the rulers that had the metal tips to them and like rub them on the desk really fast. And if you touch someone with them, you'd like burn their arm.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
that I do remember. Some people were trying to do that, but that died real quick. She was not happy after seeing it the first time. So it's for, like what first person just yelps, and like the other person do it back and does it. And she's like, "What the fuck are you guys doing in my class?" And it's like you're trying to like brand each other with lines.
We weren't that hard in elementary school. I think the only thing we did was the Indian burn, even though it's not politically correct now. It's like, here, hold out your arm. And I was like, okay. And then you just offer your arm, and they start fucking twisting it. I was like, ow! It's like the most painful feeling.
Do you guys remember like Zaps? Do you have anything like that? Where someone wrote Zap on your hand, you had to like do what they said. If someone said a name.
Oh.
I feel
I
like
had
I
We had like the shock gum. And shit.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
yeah.
Yeah. No, Zap was more like, normally you would just let a girl you kind of fancied do it, and she'd like write Zap on your hand, and then every time someone like said your name, you had to do or say whatever was like written in your hand.
I think I vaguely remember that.
Damn, how could you like girls when you were young? They had cooties.
I know. Jesus.
They still do.
Damn.
Brodo's like single forever.
Ladies.
That's why Gerardo's sitting with
just said
Steven
that.
right now.
Gerardo's celibate, bro.
Damn, bro.
Damn.
Steven is the only one for Gerardo.
Oh, dude, I got cooties too.
Well, So how was you guys' like week though, or a couple weeks since we basically took so long off?
Oh, yeah.
And the reason we took time off, by the way, for anyone watching, is I got sick for a while, so it was my fault for 1 week, and the second week was I can't remember
I
moving.
thought you still weren't feeling well, wasn't it?
Oh, and Bella was here.
Yeah.
And then Bella started getting sick too. That sucked.
No, I got sick too. I don't know. It was like probably like stomach flu though, but I don't.
Oh, I was
yeah.
gonna say we always see each other.
I was like,
once a
did you
week.
get me sick?
No.
Chris was like, no.
No. I got sick pretty late, but yeah. No, I got sick through, yeah. I think my niece was sick, and then my brother brought her over, and then I got sick, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
The kids,
Damn
man. You
kids
gotta
carrying
blame
their
the
germs.
Kids are disgusting. I stand by that. But yeah, so I don't know. We didn't do podcasts for 2 weeks. Most of that was my fault, so yeah, what have you guys been up to? Anything good? Anything
I
crazy?
mean, we had Thanksgiving this past
Like,
week.
yeah, like 2 days ago.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
Yeah, this will come out, the week after Thanksgiving, but pretty much, the week and a day after
Well,
Thanksgiving.
The weekend before, I was at a beach house.
That's right. You were house sitting.
I was house sitting for the weekend.
Reminded me of being at like my aunt's. I was so jealous. You were making me. I was like, maybe I need to make a trip down to San Diego.
You
or something. I
house
was
sitting
like,
for Jeff Bezos, bro.
Yeah, bro. $6 million beach house. Bro.
nah, bro, it's Elon Musk. You can tell by the architecture.
He was babysitting Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
and
needs some
Elon
babysitting.
Musk's kid, right?
put-
XD47A or whatever.
Yeah. Put baby in the corner.
Nobody does that, man.
I did.
I think the Kool-Aid man just bursts in.
Yeah, you said you went down to the beach.
Oh yeah. I had tacos on the beach.
Like it was like on the actual sand.
Yeah. They were just sitting down on
Damn.
the sand.
There needs to be the sand.
Yeah, bro. And
Did you
then
get sand in your taco, dude?
nah, bro. You can't have sandy tacos.
No.
Yeah.
In any reference of the word.
There's two meanings behind that.
Well,
Both.
they had I guess my mom was telling me because there was like a little I don't know what it's called. It's like a tractor for the fucking the claw,
Tractor?
the claw one.
Oh, the little dig dirt
digger.
thing.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever it is.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
what the technical term.
We're gonna call it a dig dirt
Diggy
machine,
thingy.
you know?
Y'all know what the fuck I mean. Anyways,
Okay.
my mom was telling me that the reason it was there parked because they pushed the shoreline out more because of the oil spill.
Oh.
They had an oil spill over there, and they just fucking
Yeah.
they just pushed the
We
shoreline
have a
further.
shit ton of
Covered
Push
it.
the water away.
Push it away. Get out of here.
We might actually be lucky for a little bit. I heard I think Biden opened, whatever you care about politics, but I think the newest lease for oil rigs and shit are on like Gulf Coast now. I think they're being bid
Yeah.
on. So we might even not even get bothered for a little bit necessarily on oil as much. It'd be great. We've had like 8 oil spills in the past like 2 years, it feels like.
I saw all the cargo ships just chilling out there, and then Catalina Island was also in front of me. So it was
Yeah.
nice.
Have you guys been to Catalina?
I
No?
saw it.
No.
No. Yes. No. No.
Maybe?
No.
I say maybe because I was kind of in front of it.
Yeah, I
I
mean
was
you
trying
can
to think
see
maybe
it.
when I was young, but I don't think so.
I've only gone twice. Once was for Indian guides, which is I prefer that more than like Boy Scouts because I'd rather learn like shoot bow and arrow and figure out what foods in the area are good to eat.
Scalping people.
Sure, that's just
That's-
race. That's just that's just.
I
That's
take
just
that.
gonna get it canceled. Jesus. So what happened to our whole school mascot?
Got
Sad
scalped.
times.
But no, he's scout. But I've only been twice. Yeah, once for because like half of Catalina is like nature reserve, and
Yeah.
Indian guides are allowed there because they're basically just stuck up on the beach and
Yeah.
they do like little hike trails and stuff. And then half is like touristy. I went once for Indian guides. That was awkward. One dad went crazy and pulled the hose on a kid and started trying to like spray him and
What?
stuff. We had this like week-long water gun fight, and this one kid who wasn't nut job himself, granted, stayed up until like every like day until midnight, just doing like the little catapult machine, with the water balloons, just hitting their tent over and over again.
Damn.
And they would just give us infinite water balloon shit and supplies, so he just kept doing it every night.
God.
And the dad went nuts because he didn't sleep. It was then there was a line literally dug in the middle of the thing, and we weren't allowed to cross it anymore. It was it got real rough, and that was a funny Indian guy. It could have been a sitcom. It was so funny. But the other time I went was actually pretty boring. It's really boring. I went with Bella. It was gonna be like a date thing. I brought it over. It's like, unless you want to spend like a couple $100, there's nothing to do. You can get like ATVs. You have to rent those though. Cost a couple hundred immediately. And then to get to any of the reserves or hike trails that you really want to, you have to drive it out. And there's normally little parking fees and stuff for them to upgrade, like to keep their nature all nice, which is fair. But it costs way more money, and a lot of the food wasn't great.
How much is it to actually get there?
It was like 40, 45 or something for the ferry.
Oh,
Yeah.
How big is Catalina Island? Again?
Not big. It is, or it was known, I think, because we had oil spills, it was off limits for a long time, for diving. Because it has really clear waters, and it doesn't get super deep for a long area around it. So it's like, it's well known. If you ever want to learn to dive too, you can go out there. Also has this really historic like theater. I think it's like when you're driving when you're like sailing to Catalina or whatever, like on the peninsula in front of it, you'll see a big ass building. And there's this old, super famous theater, I guess, that they still try to promote, but it's like old and decrepit.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's gorgeous looking. I would definitely just say go there for either like a hike or something. But
That's not like a place you go stay like a day or something, like 2 days. It's like you go there and then you leave the same day.
yeah. And admittedly, you need to buy like the ATV or something to get around, because you're taking the ferry over there. But yeah, it was gorgeous to sit there and walk around and shit. I mean, me and Bella walked basically around the entire town, like the day, and then took the ferry back. I mean, it's fun. It's gorgeous to go to. It's a great tourist spot if you want to go and relax, literally on a tiny island. Like, you want to be like, oh, I'm on an island, but you don't have to go all the way to Hawaii and stuff. You can be on an island if you want and have the beaches and stuff, and so you can go over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not the best. It kind of just, I don't know, almost like a dying tourist town. But again, we kind of went not in midsummer, so I'm sure a lot of places just closed their doors because they didn't want to lose money.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But yeah, something's gonna die.
So that was good times.
Yeah, I don't know, Catalina's cool. Yeah, and that's cool. I always like staying at like a little beachy area. Always makes you feel more open, more likely to go outside.
It did really remind me of San Diego when we went.
Need to make another trip out there.
We just go to like the Caribbean islands or something.
Damn.
Just like because I went on like one of those cruises that we went through those Caribbean islands. So it's like you spend a day on each island on the way.
How much does that cost?
I have no fucking idea.
Oh, okay. I'm down.
It was like Carnival cruise or something. It's like one of those cruises where you sit for like forever on a boat until you get there. There's nothing to do on the boat. It's a bunch of old people on the boat.
It's not a boat full of like young hot people. It's not.
It's mostly old people.
No.
Nobody young goes on cruises.
Yeah.
Really.
Just sick people apparently too, as we learned from COVID times.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know, like, Mitchell goes to the Caribbean almost like every year with his dad, because I think his dad has a place up there.
Who?
Or over there. Mitchell?
Mitchell?
Yeah. Jamaica was a pretty cool place. Went to
Where?
Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Everybody's nice there. Food's good.
Damn.
But apparently we couldn't go in certain areas just because it's like not safe for tourists or something. I don't know what's going on.
Fucking shanked.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
Oh.
Everywhere you go tourist, like the people say, "Oh, don't go to this area because it's not safe." It's like I don't know.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? Fucking shoot me, bro?
I mean, yeah, they're
I
not.
didn't know Jamaica was this popping.
There's like a huge divide for Jamaican history of them like. It's that history of them like being like, we don't want to open our borders for economics. You'll flood us with shit, and everyone's like, we won't do that. And then they opened the borders and they did that, and they opened tourist spots. It's like half the country just fucking hates outsiders because they tanked like all their economy. So there's a good portion of Jamaica that doesn't want like the giant hotels that tower over all of the houses. But then there's the other good portion that work in jobs in the tourist trade and kind of like it. It's kind of it's kind of fucked. Yeah, Jamaica has kind of a sad history of that. I'm not surprised there are areas where you shouldn't travel.
Oh, yeah, we went horseback riding in Jamaica over there too.
Damn.
That was pretty fun.
Dope.
Like we went on like a long trail. There was like this tiny portion where you had to go like through the water, and then the horses would go through the water. And that was pretty cool.
Damn.
Even though they were taking shit in the water. I don't know why they would take a shit in the water, but that's when it happened. It just started floating everywhere.
No, the horses just know the secret. It just feels
Yeah.
good, okay?
Yeah.
Look at all that clear water.
Yeah. They're eating some spicy food or something. They know where to
Oh
go,
my
know?
God.
I mean, you don't have to clean yourself.
That's
It's
true,
in the water.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
like a bidet.
Only it's not squirting at you.
There's probably fish that are trying to eat it and clean up stuff.
And
This
you know
whole
what?
ecosystem.
Jesus Christ.
Circle of life.
It's weird to think all the random like animals that make it to an island, or the island just through, you know, water level changes and shit around history. It's like it becomes an island and you just find these weird pigs on a random island. You're like, how the fuck did you get here? I like that. It's the coolest part to me of the world change. It's like, no, you can just find the most random animal on an island. If it lasted long enough, they could be there.
Yeah.
What about you guys? Anything fun?
Besides me getting sick too.
No.
It's so weird because I haven't gotten sick in like several years. So when I got sick, I was like, no way.
Yeah.
It's like, no, there's no
Come on, this
fucking
never
way.
happened in a while. Man. Come on. And I was like, okay, if I'm sick, then it's not gonna be too bad. And it started getting bad. I was like, shit.
My body's
even
fast.
move.
I know when I'm sick pretty damn immediately because my body isn't fast acting. It's like my throat will kick in where it's like the first like white blood cells or whatever that start attacking your throat. So it's trying to kill the virus and it's like, oh my god. That's why I messaged you guys and I was like, okay. I was like, I feel my throat being in pain now. It's like I can't have anyone over. And so that's why I was like, all right, the best I could do is move you guys outside. It's like, but I'm just gonna hope you guys just say no.
Which we did.
Yeah. It's made it easier for me because I like died that week. But no, I didn't get sick until basically the day before we were supposed to hang out. So I didn't get you sick, you motherfucker.
How do you know?
We passed it on telepathically, bro.
I ain't seen you fucking like 6 or 7 days, man. Man, we had a,
You, Steven.
Yeah.
Oh, just been hanging out with people that have been coming into town from like NorCal and shit for Thanksgiving and all that.
oh, the classic
From
Thanksgiving come
NorCal.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever thought about moving to NorCal?
No.
Wow.
Damn, that's harsh. Why don't you want NorCal?
I don't know.
This is because it's not
Alright.
familiar.
Thought about it.
He doesn't like NorCal people.
I mean, there is a certain type of people that could move to NorCal, I guess.
Am I still alive?
I just hit it. I was like,
Oh.
But someone who's out the
Just make
window
sure.
or something.
no. Yeah, no, just make sure.
Peeking
We
out
had
the
technical
window.
difficulties if you couldn't tell last time.
Yes.
My laptop's USB ports are clearly dying, and I have one good one left.
We
I have
cut
one
off
that
my
doesn't.
audio.
Huh?
We cut off my audio. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I have one that doesn't work at all. I have one that cuts in and out. It'll connect to things, but unless it's like a mouse where it's just going, it doesn't work. So then it disconnects the mic every like 10 seconds. And I have one that I found that works. And that'll probably break by next week.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe we'll find a cheap like video recorder thing or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. We tried to do that before though. It's so fucking. Why are audio recorders so fucking expensive? You get a camera for I'm asking for. Hopefully we'll get for Christmas like a decent camera from Canon that'll help us and upgrade the podcast a bit and it'll look nicer and stuff.
Yeah.
Also have a new webcam thing that'll help too. So we'll get some video upgrades as well soon. But it's like I just don't get why that is like $500. But it's like some of these goddamn like audio recorders are like stock like $600 or $700. And you're like, why?
It's a basic audio recorder.
Yeah, I mean, no, some basic ones suck. We tried that with the
Oh.
old
yeah.
recorders that we tried at the beginning. But no, like one that you see people like stick, you know, like an actor or whatever, or someone on YouTube where they have that
yeah.
little like thing or whatever. They could be like a decent amount of fucking money. It's stupid. It's like at that point it'd be
Damn.
cheaper for me to get one of the like the Google Chromebooks and just
Yes.
download and like a fucking audition thing and save the audio into the thing, like which maybe if this ever dies, probably what we'll end up doing. Like, it's like so those are like $200.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's ridiculous. I don't understand. Well, my week was good. Admittedly, I found out I got into law school.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fuck
Is that
yeah.
like, when do you start then?
January 10th.
Damn, that's like around the
Damn,
corner.
where
Yeah. In here in Irvine, actually. It's not the best law school for anyone that hears. If they go start clicking and clacking and looking it up. Western State. It almost went under money-wise, but because it's an ABA accredited law school, which means there's all the requirements for the bar and everything, no one lets those die because that marker is worth too much. So a new investor swooped in and bought it out, and it
damn.
changed owners. And so now it's here in Irvine even more in the business sector, basically near like,
Alright.
I don't know, from Carmen or some shit, near the airport almost,
Yeah.
I'm sure. But kind of near there and stuff. And yeah, I found out I got in like the other day.
Congrats.
So, thanks.
How long is law school?
3 years. And I'll be starting weirdly in the spring, which is not normally is. So I have one extra class I have to take in the summer, unfortunately. But
Damn.
Keeps you preoccupied, I guess.
yeah. I mean, it's better than I was only a month into reading law, and that commented that was basically the reason I got in. It's because they were like, it showed you really wanted a second chance and shit, 'cause GPA was low. They're like, but you were self-teaching yourself, like all of our courses. And when they were asking me shit, they were like, okay, enough on like some contracts and enough what a tort is, all right? So like, all right, fine, yeah. And so they gave me full tuition because they were just gonna do part-time at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, now we'll give you full-time. I was like, yeah. It's like, yeah, bitches, give me full-time.
I deserve it.
Yeah, I do deserve that shit. Worked hard. Because all those stacks of books over, I'm reading all that shit.
Jeez.
It's been annoying as hell.
Are you? What are you gonna specialize in?
So they have intellectual property and patent law, which is what I really like. And since I have some knowledge in computer programming, and I kind of like the sciencey STEM fields a bit now, even though I didn't like them when I was in school. Just go figure. That shows the school system sucks. But it's not like that now. I've been kind of looking at that. But the other ones, my parents do business litigation. They have a business law program there as well. But normally that's like, there's like, they call it two types of lawyers. There's like the litigators, and there's it's like stationary attorneys. I can't remember what they call it. But it's people who do more of the paperwork and the research and stuff like that. It's like if you do business, you tend to be more of the person who's doing the paperwork, which is fine. I'm happy to do research. But it would be cooler, I think, to be on like a little forefront for like intellectual property and like programming laws and stuff. Because it's almost like music right now. You know how it's like you can change a couple like notes and lyric stuff and then it becomes yours and you're allowed to redo it even if the artist hates you, wants to sue you. It's kind of how programming is. You can have a lot of people doing the same exact thing, like a messaging system, almost all programmed the same except for like vocab, like the little like variable differences and like maybe like loop or something here and there to change the structure. And it's like, that's fine, done. And so you can kind of just copy people, and that's why people keep their source code so private. It's because someone can basically just copy it, and the courts really don't do shit about it.
So does law school, because I know like medical school and other like clinical schools have like an internship residency program. Is that the same thing for law school where you do like a certain amount of time, you work for a certain firm and then you switch to a different firm for a certain amount of time?
Admittedly, I don't know how actually required they are, but they're socially required. It's like it's expected of you I think it's by your 2Ls, they call it your second year, for you to be in an internship at a law office. And by your 3L, you should basically be promised your job so that if you graduate and then you take the bar, which that's the difference. If you graduate law school, you're a lawyer. Then if you pass the bar, you're a licensed attorney. That's the difference. And then if you do like become an attorney, then you get hired on by that law firm, hopefully. So they're like, it's really like a forced thing of like, no, you should have internships already, and you should be working at places by your second year.
Yeah, because that's how I got my first job. Because the place I interned, they just wanted to keep me. So once I did all the tests and everything, they just kept me there. So I was like, it's like the easiest thing for a new grad, because that's like the hardest thing once you go out of school. It's like, where do I go?
Yeah.
Because you have no experience.
Where's my philosophy internship?
Steven.
What?
No,
philosophy?
Oh, no,
He's
you're-
philosophy.
You're
You're psychology.
Yeah, same
Which is
fucking thing.
only mildly
Potato,
easier
potato.
to be fair. Yeah. At least you can. Yeah, you can find. There's a lot of crazy people in the world. At least you can find. There's not like here's the thing. You know on LinkedIn, when it's like, if you, I don't know if you guys use LinkedIn or whatever, Indeed and shit, when you're looking at like the area or the geographic zone you want to see the jobs at, it's like, it was coming in so slow. I did just philosophy as a job and a tag, and it like to alert me, and I just wasn't getting any in our area. And I was like, all right, let's do California. Wasn't getting any. So I just spread it to the entire U.S., and I still averaged 3 jobs a month getting sent to me under the philosophy header. And most of those are not philosophy. It's like, there is none of that. It's like in the U.S. it's not a thing. I looked at Europe and it's like there's shit tons of jobs. And even fucking like some elementary schools that are a bit more, we'd probably call hippie-ish or something. But even then they're like, it's like they're like philosophy and have a teacher for that. It's like it's more respected in Europe. Here they're like, get the fuck out of here. Why are you in the room?
The fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Like the joke's always like sits there, science is like, oh, we need to find the facts, we'll disprove everything. And then like even some like sociologists, psychologists like, oh, we'll see how this affects people. And then philosophy will just sit there and be like, hey, you guys are kind of doing that a little wrong. And then everyone's like, why the fuck are you here? It's like, 'cause we tell you did it wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always love those philosophy jokes. Cause I'm always confident in philosophy. I know our structures and I know what we do and stuff. But I always love the jokes. People shitting on us. It's kind of like lawyer jokes. Well, I still like lawyer jokes. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I'll get to go to law school finally. So I was doing fucking law office study program for anyone that ends up reading this wants to go be an attorney but can't afford it. That's a way of doing it in California. You just intern basically or apprentice is what it's really like, I guess, under a law firm or judge's quarters, which is probably cooler. Probably get to see a lot more arguments and shit, but yeah. Yeah, finally get to do law school though. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 years.
And admittedly, if like, I don't know if it goes well, because if everything goes well, I'll go to this law school. I'll really like it. I'll be confident in the things that they're teaching, and I won't ever want to transfer. That's really if it goes well and stuff. But if it doesn't, one of the things that's out for law school, I don't know if it is for yours, was transferring. Like after your first year 1L, because basically every law school has the same courses that you take in your 1L. Like a lot of people will use their GPA, their high GPA in law school to transfer to another law school.
No, I never heard that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I've only heard that for like undergrad programs, but not for like graduate level.
Yeah, a lot of law schools that you just learn kind of legal methods and writing, contracts, property, criminal procedure or criminal. I think it's that. So most of them just have the same courses for it. You know, if you come from a really low end school and you're trying to get into like Stanford, they're probably gonna look at you and be like, all right, that's great, you got a 4.0 GPA, but your teachers are shit. Like, it's like we don't care. But you can kind of do a quick like up lateral sometimes. So a lot of people do that. So if it works bad and I end up just getting a good GPA and I don't like the school, there's still options too. So I'm excited for that crap.
Yeah.
So you would do that at the end of your first year then?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
If needed. Again,
Where would
I don't
you go
wanna-
if you did do that?
any school that would be higher ranked. 'Cause admittedly, I'm a confident ass motherfucker and a bit criticful of everyone else around me. If someone wants to grade me, I like that. Make me better. Do it. Sharpen my blade. Go for it. And, you know, I'm wrong all the time, so it's fine. So I don't know, the other schools, there's a social image to law. That it's like, even if you're really confident, you walk in there in swagger and people are confident in you, it's like they do look at it and they're like, yeah, but you didn't go to like a T14 school. It's like a top 14. I don't know why it's top 14. People don't want 15th school. Don't look at me. It's T14. That's the vocab. If you go on like Reddit and shit and you're looking at law schools and stuff, it's like everyone wants T14. That's it. I have no idea why. But yeah. So we'll see. Private schools can also be predatory as fuck with like scholarships, because they'll make it like, oh, you get, like I said, I got $10,000, but they'll be like, oh, you got $10,000 scholarship, and like that's based on you like keeping like, or like starting with and getting like a 3.0 GPA or something, and if you don't, you get down to 2.9 whatever your first year or your first semester, you get screwed over. That second semester when you should get that second stipend, well, you didn't follow through, you don't get that $5,000. So you got the $5,000 for your first semester out of the 10, but they'll keep that extra 5. So it can be like predatory in the way where it's like it is just kind of earth competition, admittedly, and stuff. It's not necessarily the best system, but a lot of schools do that. It helps keep their tuitions low because they technically get to keep that extra money, and it helps overall. It does good things technically, but yeah, it can be rough for some people, especially if it's your first semester and you just don't know what the fuck's going on.
Damn.
Do you have any idea like who's in your, like how many people in your class right now?
I did try to look it up, and it seemed like 250 or something.
Damn.
With
One
like
class?
no, not like
or like your incoming classes?
yeah, incoming group or whatever. But it was because they're having that money problems. It was really interesting to watch, and it was like, you know, thousands of people, you know, applied or whatever, and then it would be like 260 something accepted, and then it would be, and it did like 260 to 50, and then it was like 140, and then it's like the next year was like 80. And then it's like this will be their next year where they're like moved locations, have a new investor, and they're like accepting people, so I'm sure they're trying to get that number back up, so it's like
Jeez.
Too.
but yeah, it's like, yeah, so it'll be interesting to see like a school is trying to make a comeback and going to it in that midst. We'll find out, I guess, but we'll see. It'll be fine at least.
Oh yeah. That's dope.
And right now I either have to, I don't know, I technically don't have to end my law office study program. And I did. There were like talks. I was looking. So there were stories of like a dude who was in his third year. Because in the law office study program, when you self-teach yourself, it's 4 years instead of 3, and they spread it out more, and you have more time. And they're like, you're self-educating. You have to do it in 4 years, and this is like your course load type of deal. They basically just hand you shit to do it. And the dude was in his third year out of 4, and he ended up getting into law school because he applied again. And he was just like, by chance, he was like, screw it, I saw all the paperwork. He took the LSAT again, so he applied, and he got in. So he just kept going on his law office study program. And then he beat it and he finished it and took the bar, passed the bar by his third year at law school. So in his third year at law school, while he was still at law school, he was a licensed attorney.
You just there for
just there to get to the law degree, just to have like the doctorate of law on his like resume and like stuff. He just wanted the legal degree, because you don't get the doctorate of law if you go through reading school. You just are allowed to take the bar and become a licensed attorney. Yeah. It's more of apprenticeship to get into the profession. So it's like he just wanted, he just wanted the paper. He wanted the title. And I was like, I don't think I'm that, but it would be fun.
Damn.
Do they look at you different? Like, even though you have the license, do like a lot of places like, oh, you don't have this degree, even though you have the license? It's like, do they look down upon that then?
Like humans could, yeah, like they definitely could. They like he might have to explain it, or like if I only went through that route, like I might have to explain that. When I was sending in my resume and they had a section on it, I was like, what was your law school and GPA and shit? And I was like, NA.
Yeah.
It's like, and I'd be like NA, and I have my bar license and like my attorney's number and stuff, which you can look up. And if they went and looked me up on the ABA's website, and it's like I popped up, they'd be like, what is this dude? Like, in this like a TV show? Did he make this shit up? Like, what did he like? They would probably just think I was faking. It's like I'd have to show shit and be like, no, I took the bar on this day. I have like these papers. Like, I've taken these tests. I have all the things that prove I did law study program. It's like I taught myself law. So like that was always the funny part to me about what was that TV show, the lawyer one, the two fucking
Suits?
Yes, yeah, Suits. They had part of it was there was one dude who's full attorney, he's like super well known, he's an amazing attorney, and there's another kid who was like photograph memory savant and ended up taking the bar for people by like being disguised and I don't know, secret agent or whatever, and he would take like bar exams for people and stuff. And he ended up like faking it, and the dude kind of found out, but he gave him a job anyways, and he was like a fake attorney the entire time and like doing stuff. And I was like, if only that kid knew, he could have just done this. He could have literally worked there in the law office study program, done all this shit that he's already doing to help his boss, where he doesn't even get to go to court anyways. His big boss does in Suits. And it's like he could have just done that and then became an attorney. It's like a lot of, like a decent amount of states still have it. Like a lot of the mid ones don't, because they don't think they have enough attorneys per square area to have them teach and do shit. But California is so dense and New York's so dense, they're like, no, we need ways for people to become attorneys faster. Our court system's screwed already, like inundated. No one can find an attorney. It's fine. We need more attorneys. But yeah, so I technically don't have to go through that anymore, which is nice. At least a little bit of a load off my back of like educating myself shit ton.
Yeah.
'Cause yeah, learning like the Berkern theory of like employee versus employer, like liability and shit of like if you're the employee, when is your employer liable? There's like 3 criterion to solve. It's like, are the actions of what you were hired for? Was it in the time and geographical like general location for it? And 3, was your like actions motivated for your boss's benefit? If it does all 3, then yeah, your employer is liable. It's like I had to teach myself shit like that. It's like I just kept going. It's like contracts and crap, but I don't know. It's been fun, but I'll be excited to be in class, have classmates.
I could never like go through that shit again, because I can't like. I tried because you're supposed to do for any profession, like you're supposed to do continuing education.
Yeah.
Even when I'm trying to read now, just to do that, like I can't focus. Like it's like because I've been dissociated from school for like a year. It's like when I try to jump back in, it's like you can't do it anymore because you're just like you're working on more different clinical stuff or whatever, and then now you can't go back to books because it's like that's not.
No, that's fair.
Know.
I mean, there are no.
I can't look at books anymore.
Like, there ain't no pictures.
It better have pictures in there.
No.
Pop-up pictures, bro.
It better have those open ones with the 3D pictures, man.
No, like that, like the thicker stick of books on the like the farther side of it. There are no pictures. You can through the entire thing, no pictures. It's just where it's all right there. It's like memorize it or don't memorize it and fuck off. That's all it is.
Because for school, I needed someone to read stuff to me. So I can't read. I can't like if they tell me just read like a text whatever by this. It's like I'm gonna read it, but I'm not gonna retain anything. But I just recorded everything.
Oh, you're sure in
read
like an
it to
auditory?
me, and then I'll remember it that way. That's how you. I don't know. That's how I study.
Yeah, I did that for. Admittedly, I think I stayed academic by doing like so. I did like Audible books. So Audible partnered up with a group called the Great Courses, and they use university professors from around the world, from anywhere from Oxford to fucking Berkeley, whatever. And they have them do lectures like they would in class, like multiple parts. Some are 35 like lectures about like their topic, their section, whatever class you'd be taking. And I would just do that, and I would have my phone out while I was skateboarding, be writing stuff, like doing little wordings and things, and like I don't know. I just kept writing, and I still have writings that I would like to work on. So I don't know. I stayed in that like academic mindset where I just kept having to read and write all the time. Like I have a dense ass books about mathematics that I didn't learn in school that I had to learn now outside, just because I was looking at like fucking Hartree Field's dense ass work.
Well, I had a classmate who would like, let's say he had to read something, he would read it, record it, and then listen to himself read it at like 2 times speed, and that'd be how he studied. Like, he just listened to himself talk. I was like, man, you're fucking weird.
You're having people read to you, to be fair.
I mean, it's better when you have someone like explain the idiosyncrasies of stuff as if you're just reading straight off the book, though. I don't know. It's different.
I don't know, but again, like it's you learn a lot by trying to teach someone else. So I guess in a way he was teaching himself.
Yeah, which is,
I mean,
again, my favorite part of dorm college, or just any, like, young people college, like, ever in the same area, even if you're working, like, with different people working different jobs. I love that shit where everyone brings what they were doing or learning that day into it, and you learn other people's weird crap. That was like when I told you guys about, like, the physics balcony thing, where you jump off, there's, like, a force from both sides that actually pushes and pulls on you when you jump off a balcony if you did. And it's like, that was something I didn't understand either. This was one of my physics roommates who came back and was like, this is what we were learning and talking about today. And I was like, right, this is why I don't understand high in math yet. Okay. Yeah. I was like, I don't get this connection of forces, these latent ass connections that you're doing here. But yeah, it's just, I loved that. That was my favorite part of learning other people's stuff. And for someone in philosophy where like that was everything, it was like how broad can your education be and how much vocab can you take in and like how many areas can you talk in? Because like that's like a respect in philosophy. Like, can you talk in economics and like politics and mathematics and sociology and psychology? Good. All right, cool. Now you're cool. It's like now if you can talk in all those fields in philosophy, you're allowed to write. So it's like it was like that was my favorite part, was living around other people doing shit. I don't know. We'll see. That might be cool for law school too. Did you get any of that still when you were in graduate school? Because you guys were all doing technically the same, or going for the same job. You might have done different specialties if there were, or...
Oh yeah, everyone, you can go into like subspecialties of like, let's say you want to work with strokes, or like neurological kind of conditions, or you want to work with musculoskeletal, PE, kids, sports. I think that's every profession, honestly, but... Yeah, see,
I think that's cool, though.
I think in the U.S., everything's a specialty now, especially in medicine or anything like that. You have to be good in a niche kind of field. You can't be a generalist anymore.
Yeah, GPs I hear are reduced in numbers these days.
So it's like everyone's got to be good at one really good thing. You can't just be that guy that's kind of average at everything. Yeah, it's just like how things are now.
That's why I feel like I don't see walk-ins as much. Like Kaiser doesn't even fucking do, at least near us, I shouldn't say everywhere, it doesn't even do walk-ins. Stupid as hell. I remember Bella had, I'm not gonna say what, but like a little medical emergency. She's go to the fucking doctors. She was Kaiser. Her dad works at Kaiser. Had a fucking like their server allegation shit. You see that? Walked up and they're like, I have to make an appointment. And she was just sitting there dying. And she was like, what the fuck? She was like, okay. And I was just trying to write stuff. And she like, just like dying in pain. A doctor happens to walk out and sees her fucking like groaning and crap. And he goes, what is wrong? What is wrong with you? And he like asks, like goes over and like talks, like just brings her into the office on his own to like help her out. And if it wasn't for that, she would have sat there for like 2 hours. I was like, this is so dumb. Jesus. It's like the amount of like just walk-in like GP kind of things now in some of these fucking health insurance groups are just so small.
Yeah.
Like I could walk in and get my eyes tested, but I can't walk in and someone see me for a cough at Kaiser. Like that's stupid as hell to me.
Oh, you're dying? Make an appointment.
Yeah.
Oh, you need your eyes checked out? Come on in.
Yeah, they're fine with it. And they're like, oh, sure, that counts under preventative now.
Yeah.
Kaiser's all about preventative. If you can argue anything is preventative, then they're like, wow, perfect, head of the line.
We got you.
Yeah, if it's not, and you're like, oh, you're just kind of in pain and you want help. back of the line.
Damn.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan necessarily of any of our healthcare system though.
Rain check.
Yeah. God. Oh fucking! I've been having a shit time doing dentistry too. I just wanted to get my fucking teeth checked. I still have my wisdom teeth. I wanted them taken out at some point. It's like moving my teeth around stuff, and it's like I'm just trying to call people because I've got a new dental insurance and stuff. And I was trying to call, no one was answering back. And then I finally got a call back like a week later, and they're like, "Oh, we understood. You left a message saying you wanted an appointment." And it's like, "Oh yeah, do you have any in the next like week or something?" They're like, "Oh no, we have some in late January as the first one." I was like, "What?" It's like, I was like, "I'm looking for something earlier than that." And she's like, "We can put you on a waiting list." I was like, "Sure, go for it." It's like, okay, whatever. It's like, okay.
Oh man.
It's like I'll just be Toothless Joe in my future life.
Toothless Joe.
Fuck me.
Good old Toothless Joe.
God, look, it's Toothless Chris. He used to love to eat food.
If you want to get your wisdom teeth removed too, that'll just be like a consultation, and then you'll have to.
Yeah, well, I want to
Come
get,
back
to be honest, yeah, I do want my teeth checked or whatever, and like do the
Yeah.
check and cleaning and stuff. Yeah, that was the other thing. So I won't name who my dentist group is. I don't want to be attacked or something. I don't know. When I was looking, it was like, what is the reason for the appointment? When I was trying to go through them at first, and I was getting no answers back. I was going through them, and I was like trying to find dentists. Like, what's the reason? And I was like, well, I mean, to be honest, yeah, it's kind of a light check, but it's consultation. So click consultation thing, that'll be free anyways, and it'll like send that report to the dentist, and you'll call me or whatever. And I do consultation. They were gonna charge me like $300.
For a console?
Yeah, not the dentist, because that was still like a payment that was like not yet done or whatever, not yet like calculated payment. That depends on what the dentist is gonna do and charge me.
Yeah.
But no, there was an on-top payment for them filing a consultation appointment or whatever for me of like $300 fucking dollars. And I was like,
Christ.
okay, no, no. And so I changed it to a cleaning, and then that was free. And I was like, okay, one, he's talking to me, and he does nothing, and that costs hundreds. And the other, he has to use equipment to clean and check my teeth, and that's free. It's like, what the fuck is this shit? It's all a sham. Dental insurance is a sham.
Talking isn't free, bro.
Dude. I don't know. Do you guys even have a dental insurance?
Yeah, through my work, obviously, but yeah.
Yeah. Shit's a sham. I pay, I think, for that usage of them not letting me do anything through my dentist fucking insurance. I think I pay something like $85 a month to get like nothing.
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
It's like unless your job's giving it to you as part of stuff, benefits, like God, it's so pointless.
$85 a month. You still got to pay $300 more for a console.
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck, dude? And the whole thing of it is, like, they give you, I thought this sounded good at the beginning, I was an idiot. They're like, you get $1,500 per year for your usage, for your stuff. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I have a lot of dental work done. My teeth are crap, if you didn't know. And I've had shit tons of problems that'll probably be updated at some point. But the cost of a crown could be like $600-$700. The problem is they also have a stipulation that you cannot use half of the payment in one dentistry go. So basically, if you do get a crown and they check your teeth and you get X-rays, it now adds it to almost $900 to like $1,000. You can't use it.
What?
Because it would be more than half. So then you're limited to a $250 maximum.
What the fuck?
The
Gotta
console's
shell out that
300
money, bro.
The
Pay it out of
consultation's
pocket.
300.
Good
You
fucking
can't
luck.
use that.
It's like,
Might as well just pay.
no, yeah, and I have to pay them the money up front of like that a couple $100s, where it's
my
like,
God.
I'm gonna pay them, and they're gonna not let me use the money for the insurance after I'm already paying them also monthly.
Yeah.
How does that work? How do I start a dental insurance group? Like, I want that job. I just want to tell people no.
Right.
I can just do it now. No, you can't get your teeth fixed. You're gonna look ugly. Like, that's just what they're gonna tell people. It's like, I don't know what they're asking. It's like, and anyone has any real problem, like tooth decay that gets terrible to a jaw or something, where they need extra, what the fuck are they gonna do? It's like they can't use any of the money.
Jesus Christ.
It just is such crap.
Just pull the teeth out.
Yeah, fucking yeah. Just
Do
tie the
your own
string
damn
to the
self.
tie the string to the door, or whatever, and fucking close it. It's like,
Yep. Easiest solution.
it's like I'm just gonna sharpen my knives and just do it myself at the back of the wisdom teeth.
Okay.
Like,
Just sharpen your teeth.
Jesus.
Jeez.
Let's go bite people.
Yeah.
Come on, vampire.
Well, and then also, Bella got a job now. So
Oh,
she'll be
awesome.
moving back down, actually. She got a
Oh,
job
so
down
she
here.
got down here?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
She got a job at St. Jude's, not Child Research, St. Jude's Medical Center.
Is that like
Oh.
Orange County?
Fullerton, I think.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty much Orange County.
Whatever, I don't know.
That's Orange County.
Whatever. I was trying to be exact, I guess. But yeah, so she's looking for places again to try to move back
Oh,
down.
God.
But yeah, so she'll actually move back down. She's
That's
gonna have,
cool.
yeah, a fifth person again. It'll be fine.
St.
Dope.
Jude's like the cancer center?
No, so there's
Or-
Children's Research, which is its own thing. That's the one you see in advertisements all the time. And then there's St. Jude's Medical Center, that I think is just more of
Is that
a...
the one that they always say donate $1?
No, that's the Children's Research, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the medical center is just kind of like a hospital medical center. and shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Children's Research is the cancer one where they test and treat kids, and you see all the advertisements anywhere, and like,
For
The
$1.
one that is like, please send $1.
please send $1.
It's like,
For
I don't know how
$1
much
a
a dollar is
day.
going to help, right?
Chemotherapy is expensive. Okay,
It's not even enough for your equipment.
This isn't a starving child. Like, this is medical aid. That's also crazy. I keep reading stuff like that. I've been on a more of a binge of looking at other countries, like almost like civil engineers on YouTube comparing crap and stuff, saying why the U.S. sucks. We'll go into that a little bit later. But and they're looking at how like people are just making fun of how normalized it is for like U.S. to be like, oh, like the people are like, oh, this person can't afford it. Can people be kind and save this life?
Christ.
No, fuck them. And it's like they die then. If the town or the people doesn't do a GoFundMe now, oh, that guy dies.
Oh, well.
That's kind of the end of it. Which is also kind of like a Dark Mirror episode. But it wasn't also interesting. Some of the videos I watched was talking about how, like, kind of how Irvine is, like, set up. They're a city we're used to, you know? Like, it's really segmented in, like, this is a housing area. Like, and it's single-family, like, home houses. They're, like, take of this plage, and, like, that's a store area. And they talked about how that changed from allowing that, or forcing that, so that you have to have certain permits to build that type of house in an area.
Yeah.
Changed from, like, how every other country in the world does it, where if there's space, you can open a restaurant, you could open a business, or it could be your house. Just depends if it's livable looking, and that could be whatever you want it to be. And they can build multi-family houses, kind of like the Hey Arnold house, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Well, no, just, you know, Hey Arnold had a bunch of people, like boarding house. You know, there's a bunch of families in the house. It's a multi-family house, and like next to townhouses, next to business. And they talked about how like per square foot, the amount of taxes that you can do while still keeping taxes low is just incredibly high there compared to what you can collect here. And it creates a problem where here we also have huge roads that are really expensive to upkeep. So the city can't get as much tax revenue for property value as a European country can because of how we segment all the building areas, which means we don't necessarily have enough money all the time to fix the roads. And so the sprawling road system ends up getting corroded and dying, and it's easier and cheaper to build a new city than it is to keep upkeeping a current one. So that's why they keep expanding. And they talk about how there's all these books like Strong Arm and all these like civil engineering books that talk about how like the United States being built off these weird these weird
Maybe more tuning fork.
Oh yeah, now it's a ghost hunting tool.
Damn.
Being like tuned for how they are right now, it makes it so you can't upkeep the city that you create in the U.S. And it makes so like why the densest cities and the densest states end up having to give so much money to all the other cities across the like our entire country is because they just can't upkeep unless you make it incredibly dense. And you just rise it to a certain amount of floors. You can't overcome that property taxation value that other like European countries have just because we don't want a store built next to a house, or even a multi-family house built next to a single-family house. So it's just interesting. This guy was just going off on all this stuff, and how the U.S. doesn't build anything for bikes. That's like you all just get gutter bike lanes and shit instead of like a protected bike path, just with like a cement little thing running across. So
Yeah.
someone has to drive over something before they drive over you.
Nah, here we just running over.
No, here you're just done. Which they also said stops the stupid groups of 50 bikers because it's already built. It's the designated bike lane. Like they're not going in the streets. You can't fit 50 people in the bike lanes. You fit like 2 with an extra per be able to like pass, like
Yeah.
is their idea or whatever. So you can't do that. So that like solves that problem as well. We can get rid of the fucking huge group of bikers as well. But yeah, it's really been interesting. This guy like looking at all these cities around the world, going like, "Nah, these just fucking suck." Like, we found out we even have a warning from handicapped people. So there's a lot of cities in the U.S. where
Warning?
sidewalks just end.
Oh.
If you have a wheelchair, where do you go?
Your ass is
Into the
going on
street.
the street.
Yeah. And you're like, and it's funny, I could just say that. It's like for any another country, it's like if you're in fucking like Denmark or Scandinavian countries, like, what the fuck do you mean your sidewalk ends? No, we have all the time. Even in Irvine, a pretty high fluent city, there are some sidewalks that just end.
Yeah.
Abruptly, yeah.
It's like there's nowhere to go. It's just like,
You turn that bitch.
yeah, and you have to go back and hope and cross the street and hope that one doesn't understand. It's like it gets a little ridiculous sometimes.
Just zigzag.
Which is why there's so much money and people who can just like attorneys that could drive around with handicapped old people and they just have them try to go up and down some of like the sidewalks and shit. And it's like if they're not up to code, then just take pictures and sue the city multiple times and stuff. It's like there's even like a whole profession around this because we're such shit at it.
Jesus.
I don't know. That's been interesting. Also made me want to get a bike first time actually. Yeah. I also want like there was one cool thing about it. I was watching. I think it was Dutch bikes. No, Dutch is like a broader thing, or whatever. But so the idea, like the thing is, everyone uses their bike every day in some of these Dutch countries and stuff, and the idea had to be used for every day. So like I told you guys the different bike type I wanted, like where it's like the leg was moved forward and stuff. And I actually found out that's like a Dutch little Scandinavian design. But the other thing designed was you know how like you have a headlight. There's batteries in the headlight. Why does it have batteries in the headlight? You have a wheel that's moving with kinetic energy right underneath it. You could just, and they did, they just connected a little motor and they moved it so that when you spin the bike wheel, the light turns on. So you never need a battery. The light just works. The thing is more casual to ride, like softer seats and stuff. And like the handlebars are like up at a chest height so that you don't actually have to like lean anywhere. It's like all this stuff where it's like, no, they've just perfected the bike because they use it every day. And it made me really want one of their bikes. That's probably the style of bike I'll try and get. It's
How much is that?
They can be like 200 or 300, like a normal bike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you add the little electric doohickey, I'm sure it adds like $80 or something, or whatever. But yeah, it's like, yeah.
Just get an electric bike, dude.
I did look at that too,
Just get an
actually.
electric one, dude.
I was also looking at electric motorcycles. Some of those are being able to go pretty far now.
Yeah.
Which is funny, because I remember mentioning that one of the times, and I can't remember who it was, but yeah, someone was telling me, he's like, that's stupid. You have like 1,000 batteries. It's so heavy, like underneath these. Apparently people are doing it. And it's working out to like a couple 100 miles right now. It's like, it's doing pretty good. I don't know how fast the charging is or anything like that, because no, it's faster chargers need a bit thicker hardware in the devices. Like a bit wider and longer, because I guess that's the connection type for the new ones. But, so I don't know if it can fit all that. But it looks like a good, I don't know, yeah, how long it takes to charge, but I was interested, yeah, in electric motorcycle, so that'd be cool.
Dope.
Yeah, an electric motorcycle, dude. It'd be so fast. Even like electric cars right now are super fast.
Yeah, there'd be like no like delay time. You just
Yeah, there's no lag.
Yeah.
Instant torque.
But then no one be able to hear you, dude. And then
yeah.
Just
See,
hear it.
see, that's the
you're
other
invisible,
thing, yeah.
basically, to
Because
everybody.
that's that like yeah, because that's the problem with motorcycles, right? You don't want amenities. It's almost the idea of motorcycles. Then yeah, how are you gonna add electrics to like make a noise and like have safety? Have like any safety features. If you have a ton of electrics in there that are probably taking up more room than the gas tank, now it's like safety features and like how it compacts. It's gonna be a bit different now. It's like you know.
Especially here where people like to lane split.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. People are dumb unless they're at a standstill, man. That always scares me. I'm always on the lookout when I'm fucking at the 5. Just sitting there like, because I'll like hear it. It's like a siren. You know, it's like when you hear a motorcycle and you're like, all right, where is it? And it's like I'll like lean over and give them some room. It's like.
Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of coworkers that have bikes, but they just don't ride them often. Because the more you ride it, the higher you are to get hit or something happens, an accident.
Yeah.
And then we had 2 people already on medical leave because they got in a motorcycle accident.
Jesus Christ.
And they both had the same injury. Their ankle. I don't know. I think it's
Teleported away.
Yeah.
Vanished without a scene.
Just the ankle.
Just the ankle. That's it.
I mean, out of everything.
They turn into
Just the
Rayman. They have like
ankle's fine.
floating feet. No, yeah.
They fucking broke it. And then for the first guy, I don't know. We don't know the whole story. All we just know is that he crashed. He just fucked up his ankle.
Man, that's pretty lucky, actually.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
your ankle.
Yeah.
Of all the things you could
Out
be
of
injured.
yeah, especially on a bike.
Do they ever wear like the shell bags, like the shell backpack things?
No.
Oh yeah, so that's dangerous as hell then.
Yeah.
It's like
He just wears just obviously like the jacket and the pants, but
yeah.
other than that, no.
So yeah, that's why I like I don't really like big cities. I don't really want to live in a big city. I kind of want to live in a smaller, slow city. So I'm okay with the idea of a motorcycle. 'Cause
Yeah.
I kind of want to live in a smaller town kind of deal, but
And the other guy, he lane splits, but like he's a crazy fucking driver. He hit a back of the tire of someone else's car
Oh
because
my
his
God.
foot was getting close, and he stuck it out, and then he hit the tire. So
So he kicked the moving.
oh
he kicked
yeah,
the moving
he's such a
car.
fucking idiot. That's why.
Jeez, dude.
And we kept telling him it's not when, it's just, or sorry, it's not how, it's when you're gonna get fucked up.
yeah,
Yeah,
in
that's
motor-
what kind of deters me from getting a motorcycle.
motorcycles are not meant actually for people. Like they're good for dense towns. They're not meant for dense towns. It's like they're really not. It's like, are they good? Would they get you where you're going fast in the car? Yeah, hell, of course. You're gonna get hit at some point. People aren't
Yeah.
watching. Everyone's annoyed.
It's just a matter of
they're,
when.
like they're stuck in traffic trying to cut over half the time in LA. It's like it's just not. Yeah,
That's why a lot of the older guys are like, it's just, that's why we don't ride them often, because then you're just,
yeah,
got
like
a higher chance of getting hit.
yeah,
or
like go
getting
for
hit.
rides.
Yeah,
You know,
go
like,
on
go
a ride,
scenic
yeah.
rides. Like I like that shit.
I am not driving that shit on the 4 or 5.
No,
That is like
no,
a
yeah.
death trap.
Yeah.
People
Ad-
can't drive already.
Admittedly,
Just go
yeah.
out.
Scenic rides here a bit harder. Like I would do scenic drives, like drives with friends and stuff. When I was in NorCal, I had the shittiest car, but they had one had an old BMW that he had souped up and kind of rebuilt, and the other had a 350, I think, or 360. And we drive around, and like there's a lot of back roads in NorCal. You know, it's not as planned cities like we are in SoCal. So there's like a ton of farmland in between. It's like we would just go down one of them.
How comfortable was that?
I mean, it was pretty good actually. The roads were decent because a lot of the roads led to some of the beaches and like fishing areas. So it was like kept up because they wanted people to go like out there and spend money and shit and tourists and stuff. So it was decent. And you would just at night you would drive around and it's cold enough in NorCal in wintertime where like a lot of animals get brought into like the little barns and sheds and shit because they'll freeze. It's like okay, so you can just go driving without worrying. So it's really nice. You're just going back roads and farmland. And, like, although I did always have to be in the back. I had the worst lights. I remember the first time I went off and they were nice, like friend Sebastian and like Kevin, and they were like, "Oh, Chris, you start off, Chris. You start us off. Let's go." And I was like, "Okay, where are we going?" They're like, just do Dillon Beach area, and we'll pick another path. Like once we kind of get there." And I was like, "Okay." And I think I made it, and it was like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, like I don't know, a couple miles before my friend Sebastian just flashed his lights. And we like slowed down, and he just like texted me. He's like, "I'm in the front. You're fucking bright. So like lights are too dim. I can't see jack shit." It's like, okay, it's like that's fair. And I just got moved to the back. Like I had to keep up with them.
Your damn halogen lights.
Yeah, I don't want bright. I mean, I want as bright lights as they can be without blinding people. I fucking hate that shit. It's become a personal pet peeve when someone just like blinds you on the other side of the street. And you're like, what the fuck? Or in the back when it like blinds
The worst
in.
is when they're HIDs, which is the brightest one you can get, but they're colored. So you're.
Oh yeah.
It's annoying.
I don't even like when you'll see a lot of lifted trucks do this, or I guess really souped up, not sports cars, but souped up lowrider cars. It's where where they'll do color shading on instead of colored lights, and they'll like color shade their fucking front light bumper.
Oh,
Yeah, and like this little glass instead of being clear, so the light is like blue or red or some shit.
They tint the headlight.
Yeah, and thank you, tinting it, and it's like, okay, great. It's like now there's just this fucking bright ass red light in the back of my fucking like eyes now.
And then it's worse when they're incoming from the other side. 'Cause then not only are you blinded, now you get a fucking flash of green, whatever.
Yeah, whatever
is.
color.
It's just annoying.
Now your eyes are like, what the fuck was
Yeah,
that?
trying to adjust. Like, oh fuck.
I've yet to see a blue light one, which thank God. I'm sure that would fuck with your eyes a lot. Like as it came down super like bright blue light, but just yeah. I guess other than there's not a lot of areas for scenic drives here, other than if you're doing like mountain runs. I guess even like the beach ones here, are, like like the coast highway and shit.
Yeah,
kind of like
only
packed.
one's like is the Pacific Coast.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's the
That's all
only
we got.
scenic route.
So yeah, you kind of have to head into the mountains for a scenic drive, like a decent scenic drive. As long as it's not snowing. I made that mistake. Didn't have my chains.
Damn.
Just go up to Big Bear, dude. That's a good drive.
I wasn't
It's-
even in that elevation. It was like a year ago too. I went up with Bella. We were just gonna go up because we were looking to Airbnb up there when I was looking at the Hallmark Town or whatever.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
And we were like, oh okay, I don't we were looking at a couple of Airbnbs to see if they're worth the price or whatever, if the place kind of dingy or something. Because some of the places there were really nice and other ones were not kept up. And so we're just going to go up there. And it was just like normal fine. There's no snow, not even patches. And there's just like snow on like the ramp up. And there were like 15 cars behind me or something.
Oh,
and a lot of them were like Audis and BMWs and nicer cars. And I started to slip back and I was like, and I like turned it, and so I like slid it more into like the dirt and the side and like hit, and then like someone like told him to go around, and I just had to fucking reverse out, and even that I was having trouble doing, and like I finally reversed down and just like slid down the thing and like got out, and I was like, so fucking dumb. So I found out my car was not good enough traction control to get on get up snow normally. Well, everyone else's fucking nice car was. And I really felt poor in that moment as I was driving down, going like all these rich people going to the nice houses that are theirs.
You're like trying to stay on the road.
Yeah, I'm like just trying to see if I can afford an Airbnb up there. I can't stay on the road and like.
That's when you know it's not meant to be.
Yeah. I still just picked one. It was a good stay. It worked out, but yeah, it sucked. It was gorgeous when we got up there, and luckily when we got there, it was lower, and then it just kind of snowed a little bit once we were actually up there, and we just didn't take the car out and kind of just walked shit.
Yeah.
But it was we were very lucky for that. The same thing happened to me in fucking Tahoe. Me and Bella got snowed in, and it was like like to get up to the ramp where the little condo area was, where our Airbnb spot was. It was so steep. I was just like, kind of, doing like the sideway pull left and right to get as much traction as I could as it went up, doing real slow. And I we slid back 2 or 3 times. We were real tempted to be like, all right, we might have to like go to the store and like get back to the spot and do chains and then get them off right at the top basically, so we don't chuck up their fucking blacktop. So most of it was just ice. It was pain. And snow doesn't like me.
So you get all-wheel drive gear, bro.
Yeah. Motorcycle won't work well there either.
No.
You're gonna walk it up, dude.
Even that would be hard. It'd be like trying to slide back as you're pushing it up, and you'd have to like try and push it up, and you would slide. I don't even know if you could do that well. Man.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because we can't, like, even though we're like an hour away. I still don't know how, what are we supposed to do when it like snows in like a certain area of California? It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
How do I put on a fucking the chains, dude? I don't fucking know. It's because you don't go there.
There's 2 styles to put on the chains, and it depends on how deep the snow is. If it's decently deep and your car can still move on it, like it's not compacted, you can put the chains in front of each tire and drive over it, and the chains will kind of just get embedded into it, so you can get into the middle and then chain them up. Or if it's not deep enough, your tires will just pick up the chains and fuck them up, so you can't do that. So you end up basically trying to put them over the top and like wrench one like kind of in the tire area, and then having a person like slowly move the car, the other person kind of just holds it and then grabs the other one as it comes under and doing it. It's a pain in the ass either way I know how.
Yeah, I ain't just going to the snow area.
Yeah, stay out of the snow.
You guys not snow people?
I mean, I've never had to go to Big Bear where it was like slipping and sliding, because when I drove it's like the roads are paved, everything's clear. There's snow, but it's not.
Can
like
you guys
slipping.
snowboard and ski and stuff?
Nah,
Not good.
Tried.
Not well. I mean,
That's fair.
I've tried once when I was young, but it was a long time ago.
I never tried.
Okay.
Even though I went to Big Bear,
Cool.
and I went during. We decided to go during the storm. So, and then we had to put the chains on, and that took my Dodge Dart. Not a good experience with that thing.
Yeah, we did it once in Utah when we were young, on the way to or back from Yellowstone.
Okay. So yeah, I did skiing a decent when I was a kid. I was always terrible. I had the little link thing. Like the little thing I would tape or link both your skis together so you could pizza french fry easier. I always had that. And then when it was time, I finally was like, I'm going to learn to do this. I ended up just jumping to snowboarding. And that will burn your legs. Because it's not natural positioning to do almost anything.
Oh.
And when you get down off the slopes, you unbuckle your back leg, whatever one it is. And then you end up having your front leg sideways, like moving like Frankenstein almost, as you have to drag the board. And it burns like the right side of your muscle. Your leg muscles aren't like on the sides of your legs. They're only used so much necessarily, at least moving that way. And it's like when you start doing it, it burns your legs. By like you're like, I don't know, 3rd or 4th run, you're like, I don't think I can make it to the lift. You're like, I can't.
dude, I got I went snowboarding in Big Bear, and I was like, I've never used lifts before, so I was like, okay, I was kind of intimidated. So you're supposed to just relax and just let it kind of take you in very slow and just like sit into it. But when you're seeing this thing, how fast it's going, sometimes it's like, fuck, dude, you're gonna take my legs out from under me.
Yeah, sometimes that
Like
rock
sometimes it
launch,
moves
yeah.
faster, like it picks up speed once it makes that turn loop.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, dude. And I started freaking out. I was like, dude, that's going way too fast. And then I was like, because it's like positioned right where basically your knee bends, so it helps you pick up faster. So I was like, I had one leg out, one leg like this. No one told me that you're supposed to just kind of gradually sit onto it very slow. I lost my footing. I fell forward, and that shit just rolled over. I was like, oh,
damn.
and it was like right when everybody's like watching you in line. I was like, oh shit.
Meanwhile, those dogs
Like I
jump
literally
on
just got
it.
ate by it. Just rolled me over. Like, because it's like you're 2 up basically, or 3 up.
Yeah.
So you have 3 people in a line, and I was the one that got demolished while everyone else was sitting on it. It's like they're just rolling on top of me. And then dragging partially. I was like, oh shit. Jesus. And then you're like only one leg strapped into the board, so that you can't stand up correctly because your one leg strapped into the board. So you have like one thing that's dragging you already, and the other like only one leg that can actually secure your spot.
Yeah.
Once you're getting dragged, I was like, oh shit, and they had to stop the whole thing. And I was like, okay, slow down, get on.
Oh, no, one dude gave how were you getting off?
Getting off is easy actually,
Yeah.
compared to like getting on the first time, because getting off you just put your foot down and just ride it out
Yeah, and let
little
it go.
slow.
'Cause I see a lot of people, like, you're supposed to do snowboarding at least. Skiing is a lot easier, but snowboarding, what's easier is you putting your foot on the inside of like where your foot locks in. If your foot can be secure just by putting it in a little slot where it locks in, then fine, do that. But you put it on the inside. I see a ton of people put it on the outside, and they try and like stabilize themselves by like pushing out, and then they just slip. It's like everyone fucking does that shit. But yeah, you're also supposed to put for snowboarding. Like, I didn't know like it's easier to put your snowboard in front of you, the leg that has it locked in. And then like have your leg kind of ready to tuck it under, so when you do sit down, your leg doesn't like pull you. So you could like have it, and it's like the board is on top of your left leg, but you're in it on the right. So it's like you can kind of sit down and then just like let it support you, and then like let it go, like let it hang after. That changed my life, made getting on way easier. Because my leg would always like the snowboard starts to like pick up, and turn, and then it like kicks it and like starts to want to pull your leg under if you get stuck.
Yeah, it's like you're learning to walk. It's
Yeah.
different too, because you have to exaggerate how you walk if you have to walk, or you just trip.
You're saying you're not Johnny Capahala.
No, I wish. Dude, good reference. Man, looking back on board, bro, we should go. Morgan, do you guys know that show? Or that movie? I should say it was one of the Disney Channel original movies. It was Friday Night Movies.
No.
I don't remember.
Dude, there was a surfer in Hawaii, and then he moved to his parents, and him moved to.
This is a
Some
Disney
snow
Channel?
town,
Yeah.
Chicago, New York. I don't know, some snow mountain thing, yeah.
And then I think the second one he was dirtboarding or some shit.
Yeah, it moved a lot.
I don't know.
No, I think it was back to Hawaii actually.
Oh, gosh. But yeah, I thought it was so cool when he just escaped to Hawaii.
No.
Like, he just, like, got on a plane, I guess. They don't really show that. But he just, like, ends up going back to Hawaii to be
Yeah.
with his uncle and be like, I hate it there, uncle. And, like, and uncle's like, it's chilling, you just stay here. And you'll be ready to go back when it's time, man. Like, and all this, I don't know. They made him weirdly, like, Hispanic Hawaiian.
Yeah.
It was early Disney. But,
Come on,
but
fool.
yeah, it was, it was Latin communion Hawaii, I'm sure. But it was a bit odd for the time. I don't think that's what they were trying to convey. But yeah, it was a great movie. It was so cool. I loved that as a kid. That's why, like, even Harry Potter Hogwarts. It's like, you fucking going to a castle? It's like, this dude, Johnny Capahala, escaped to Hawaii, dude. Like, what the fuck? I want to be able to just escape to Hawaii. Like, be like, man, I hate this. Like, yeah, I go to San Diego, but it's like an hour south. Like, it's like, this dude goes to another state where he's, like, staying with his uncle. Like fucking Josh could stay his family in Hawaii. He gets, like, escape to Hawaii. It's like, man, that's lucky as hell. Wish I could do that.
I can't do it anymore, Grandpa.
No, I'm going forever. All right, we can call it. Yeah, we can call it. I don't think there's anything else more I want to say. Anything else you want to touch on? No?
It's been too long.
Yeah.
How long has it been? Like 2 hours?
Probably like hour 20.
Yeah.
Feels like
Yeah.
Really, is that camera still rolling?
Hopefully. We'll end it there and see. If not, the main one is at least, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been Clueless Company, episode 17 or something, I think. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed our comeback a little bit.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
Bye.